Do you want people to respect you more? Here's the secret. It's not about having power, money or status. It's about knowledge. Just think about it. Who do we listen to the most? It's usually people who knows what they are talking about, right? Look at these people. You might recognize them. They are or were not just respected. They were trusted, admired and even deeply followed. Look, every one of them is or sadly was a generalist. It's someone who has a wide range of knowledge in various subjects and holds many skill sets. That means you don't need to be an expert in everything to get that kind of respect. Having that in mind, you can learn about 80% of almost any topic pretty quickly, just by focusing on the 20% of the key concepts. The last 20% makes someone a true specialist, and that actually takes years to achieve. But you don't need that to get ahead. My name is James, and today I will show you how to master the first 80%. And stick around to the end of this video for some tools to become a go-to person people respect and trust. So let's start with why I think knowledge equals respect. You see, people naturally respect those who seem well-informed. It's not about being a know-it-all person. Actually, you should avoid this. Trying to be that person that knows it all may sometimes make you look arrogant or selfish. Focus on having valuable insights to share. Be the person people look to for answers. Looking at myself, I always was interested in various topics from very different backgrounds, even when I was a little kid. Some of you might have a similar view on this, but I hate specialization and avoid it like fire in my adult life. It might be an ADHD, but specialization kind of reminds me of being trapped or jailed in one topic. And don't get me wrong, we need specialists. The world needs specialists, especially engineers, surgeons, and architects. I can go on, but I felt like it was never for me. I always try to learn as much as possible on every topic I engage with. And meanwhile, I learned that when you speak with knowledge, people listen. It builds trust and influence, whether that's at work, in your social circle, or even online. So you don't need to be the world's leading expert to get respected and trusted. You just need to know a little bit more than the average person, and even a little bit more can make a huge difference. I mean, look at Benjamin Franklin, for example. He wasn't the best scientist, politician, or writer, but he knew enough about each to influence entire nations. His curiosity and wide knowledge made him one of the most respected people of his time. That shows that knowing just a little bit more than the most people can set you apart. So now let's talk about the 80-20 rule. Here's the main idea that you have to keep in mind. You can learn about 80% of most topics by mastering 20% of core concepts. This is called Pareto principle. And it works because not all information is equally important. You get the most by focusing on the fundamentals, the key ideas that gives you that solid understanding on the topic. The last 20%, leave that to the experts, the actual people who are willing to dedicate years to master the topic. I mean, look at this diagram. This is called law of diminishing returns. You can learn the most in early stages of learning, but the closer you get to mastery, the harder it becomes to make progress. But mastery is not something you need to gain respect. Think about learning a new language. If you learn the most common words and grammar, you'll understand 80% of everyday conversations. But trying to be a native speaker by mastering every nuance, this could take years. And you know you could sound smart without being perfect. So, if you want to be knowledgeable, you should aim for that 80% that's really achievable and really powerful. But this rule isn't about cutting corners. It's about working smarter, not harder. Focus on the essentials and you'll know more than the most people. So now I want to tell you a few tips on how to actually learn faster. Here's some proven strategies to fully utilize the 80-20 rule. Before you start learning a new subject, you need to identify the vital 20%. You need to find the key concepts, the concepts that will matter the most. Let's take cooking, for example. You need to master the basics. that every recipe requires you to. Like seasoning, you don't want to learn perfect temperatures for medium rare steak unless you want to specialize in it. That's basic example, but I hope you understand what I meant. Next, you need to use diverse resources. Read different books, watch different videos and listen to different podcasts and talk to knowledgeable people. Understand that different perspectives reinforce your understanding on specific topic. You can even utilize AI for this. Take Perplexity, for example. Not sponsored, by the way, maybe one day. Tool like this, especially with the latest language models, can act as that knowledgeable person for you. And I recommend Perplexity and not ChatGPT, for example, because it can search not only web, but scientific articles. And after they show you what you wanted, you can ask follow-up questions, which is really great. And the next tip is to leverage the Feynman technique. After you learn something, try to explain it to someone. It can be your girlfriend, it can be your parent, in the simplest terms possible, as if you are teaching it to a child. And only then, if you could do that, you could truly understand the concept. I've done that many times with my mom, with my girl, and it really works. Sometimes, if the other person is as curious as you, you may find a great topic to conversate about and learn it even deeper. And the last tip is to practice actively. Don't just passively read or watch. You need to test yourself on what you've learned. There's no better way to learn than doing it, even if you fail. If you want to learn more about this tip, check out my last video about why everyone should have a YouTube channel. So, here's why the 80-20 rule is so powerful. Being broadly knowledgeable allows you to connect the dots in ways specialists can't. Steve Jobs wasn't just a tech genius. He understood design, user experience, and storytelling. And by blending those, he revolutionized how we interact with technology. I like to say that innovation is nothing else but connecting ideas. Being a generalist from childhood helped me become an entrepreneur in a young age. In different jobs, I saw solutions where other people don't, because I brought a unique perspective from different fields. And because we live in different lives, I think that there will always be a place for generalists in this world just because of our uniqueness of experiences. And you might ask, when should you specialize? Well, if you've watched this video, you probably came to the conclusion that not every topic is worth mastering. Specialize only if it's crucial for your career, passion, or long-term goals. That's why I hate the current state of higher education, but that's the topic for a different video. If you want to be a surgeon, you have to master those fine details. Same if you want to be a pilot or an architect. I think that there is a clear line that when the people's lives at stake, you have to be an expert at something. But for most other fields, 80% is enough to stand out. Be a generalist to explore, then specialize when it truly matters. So, the takeaway from this video: you don't need to know everything to gain respect. Just aim to know more than the most people, and the 80-20% rule will help you achieve that. So, give this video a like if you enjoyed watching, subscribe if you want to see me more, and comment what's the next topic you will explore. And with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.